You know me, I'm pretty straight up.
Tell me you're one of those. Go get it checked out. Don't put yourself
Good evening, everyone. This is the City of Dania Beach regular meeting on May the 26th. It is 7:00 p.m. and I call this meeting to order. City Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor Davis.
Here.
Vice Mayor Salvino.
Here.
Commissioner Llewellyn.
Here.
Commissioner Ramoli.
Here.
Commissioner Ryan.
Here.
City Attorney Bootsas.
Here.
City Manager Sosa Cruz.
Here.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you so much, City Clerk. And at this time, if we could all focus and get ready to bow our heads for a moment of silence. Thank you. Thank you. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. City Attorney, if you would please read our statement of decorum.
Yes, Mayor. In consideration of others, we ask that you please turn cell phones off or place on vibrate. If you must make a call, please step out to the atrium in order to not interrupt the meeting. If you must speak to someone in the audience, please speak softly or go out into the atrium to not interrupt the meeting. Individuals who wish to make any citizens' comments under this portion of the commission agenda or who otherwise want to address the city commission must first be registered with the city clerk. The forms are available outside of the chambers and must be given to the clerk before the meeting. Others who want to address the commission on any matters must first be recognized by the mayor. All such persons must use the podium in the commission chambers. No more than one person at any time may address the commission from the podium. Comments are only to be made to the City Commission and not to be directed to the audience or city staff. No individual shall make any slanderous or unduly repetitive remarks or engage in any other form of behavior that disrupts or impedes the orderly conduct of the meeting as determined by the mayor. The mayor often allows applause during ceremonial or celebratory portions of the meeting, such as proclamations, presentations, awards, or public safety recognitions, as these are not action items. They are intended to honor individuals or events. However, to safeguard an orderly meeting and to preclude intimidation of speakers on agenda items or designated public comments, the mayor ordinarily precludes clapping, applauding, heckling, or verbal outbursts during these portions of the agenda. The mayor, based upon the foregoing, no individual may speak directly to or address the mayor, city commission, or staff. Comments are to be only directed to the commission as a whole. No clapping, applauding, heckling, or verbal outbursts in support of or opposition to a speaker shall be permitted. No signs or placards shall be permitted. If any person's conduct as determined by the mayor is found to be disruptive or interferes with the orderly conduct of the meeting, the person may be asked by the mayor to leave the commission chambers. If the person does not leave and the conduct persists, the city police department will request to escort the individual from the chambers. All cell phones are to be silenced during the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you so much, City Attorney. Up next, we have item 3.1, Parks and Recreation Recognition for Mr. Anthony Affetti, Deputy Director of Parks and Recreation. So, Anthony, if you would just come up here for a moment. Yes. Before he comes all the way up, I just want to say a few words. I mean, if you know Anthony, you know that he is one of the most responsive team members of the Parks and Recreation team. We thank Cassie Warren, the Parks Director, for her leadership. But Anthony is one, if you have an idea, which I did for the 5K walking club in the city of Dania Beach, There's my walking club members. You see, they're so excited out there. You never know how a program's going to start and how if it's going to be successful. And you can't just have an idea without support. And that's what I love about our Parks and Recreation team, but specifically Anthony Affetti. We just celebrated 1 year of our walking club and grew it from about 15 to 20 members in the beginning up to 65. And Anthony emails, he is constantly available for the walking club team, and he has made sure that this program is a success. And he's taken it under his wing. And when I had to be out of town last week because my sister was in the hospital, he showed up for me, and he shows up for this team, and he shows up for all of us in so many ways. And so for that, Anthony, on our 1 year anniversary, I just want to say a huge thank you to you and present you with this plaque from the mayor and commission. If you would like to say a few words, we're going to take a picture, but I would love for you to say a few words. Can we, let him say a few words and then we'll go take a picture.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, City Attorney, City Manager, thank you so much. Oh, City Clerk, I'm sorry, Laura. Thank you so much for the recognition. Really don't have too much to say, but just thankful to be a part of the team, not only with Parks and Recreation, but with all of you, honestly. It's been a blessing over the last couple of years, really going on 11 years to just see the growth, you know, and the manifestation of certain things that we have done throughout the city. So I'd just like to thank everybody, the residents, everybody that's believed in me in some form or capacity. So I do appreciate each and every one of you all. Thank you.
All right. If we could take a picture, and I have the walking club members who are here to join us. Yeah, let's go down.
We're going down?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. 1, 2, 3. And then going vertical. 1, 2, 3. Very good.
Okay.
Okay, next we have item 3.2, which is the request for proclamation approvals for Juneteenth, June 19, 2026, sponsored by Mayor Davis. We also have the Men's Health Week, June 15th through the 21st, 2026, sponsored by Mayor Davis. We have the Code Enforcement Officers Appreciation Week from June 1st through 7th, 2026 by Community Development. And then we have the retroactive approval for National Maritime Day for May 22nd, sponsored by Mayor Davis. And I just want to get consensus for these proclamation approvals. Okay, we have full consensus for the proclamation approvals. Thank you, Commission. And next we have the special event application item 3.3, and this is by Parks and Recreation for the Spirit Cellar Fest 2026. Do we have a presentation for that, or okay, Frank's coming.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, City Clerk, City Manager, City Attorney. No real presentation, just want to say that this is an event that's going to be at the casino. It is going through the application process through the special events team. The event is August 22nd and August 23rd from 1 to 7. As our normal events come through, it's a multi-day event. They are working directly with the casino, and staff has confirmed that the casino is good with the event.
Okay. Do we need consensus for that event approval? Do we have any, did we have a consensus? Do I have consensus? Anybody opposed to it? Nope. All right, we have consensus for that event approval. Thank you so much, Frankie, for that update and presentation. Next, we have item 3.4, which is the retro approval for the key to the city for former city manager Anna M. Garcia. Do we have consensus for that? Okay, we have unanimous consensus for that. And then we will move on to item 3.5, which is the Broward Trust for Historic Preservation, sponsored by Commissioner Ryan. Commissioner Ryan?
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, we have Michaela from the Broward Trust for Historic Preservation. She's the president. You're the president, right? Okay, yeah, she is the president. And she was telling me about a program that they have where they can highlight historic properties throughout the county. And she said that a lot of the concentration has been kind of on Fort Lauderdale, and she wants to spread that. And she sees an opportunity with the Frost House since it has frontage on US 1, and it's a big two-story property. So just let her give the presentation. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Ryan, as well. So, as Commissioner Ryan said, my name is Michaela Conca. I am with Broward Trust for Historic Preservation as president. So good evening, Mayor and members of the Dania Beach Commission. Thank you for your commitment to Dania Beach and for the opportunity to consider a meaningful use for the recently saved MC Frost Mediterranean Revival House. I write to encourage the Commission to support the creation of a decorator show house for the holidays as a signature project that would celebrate the city's history while creating a new public interest in this important property. By inviting local designers to reimagine individual rooms while showcasing the current design along with a seasonal display celebrating the holidays, we will unite community participation in a highly visible way. Broward Trust for Historic Preservation is committed to protecting the places and stories that shape our county, and we would welcome the opportunity to partner with Dania Beach Historical Society, who I'm a great fan of, my friend back there. So, we would be doing this to advance a project that blends preservation, education, and public engagement. Our work across Broward County has shown that preservation initiatives can strengthen community identity, inspire civic participation, and generate lasting public value when historic places are activated with that purpose. A holiday show house with the MC Frost property as a centerpiece would honor Dania Beach's heritage, build civic pride, and demonstrate how preservation can contribute to cultural and economic vitality. I hope the Commission will view this as an opportunity to create something memorable for residents, visitors alike, and I would welcome the chance to discuss how we might help bring this vision to life. So,
Thank you so much, Michaela, for that wonderful presentation. I love the idea of having historical holidays. Was there a proposal, or you just kind of wanted to get this idea out there? What is the goal here with this presentation? I mean, I understand what you want to do, but right now this is just under the presentation. Obviously, you know, we
Right.
have a lot of renovations and everything, so I just want to make sure that we understand the goal of your presentation.
well, the goal is to, I feel like your MC Frost house right now is the gem of Dania Beach on Federal Highway. And by bringing, well, let me back up and I'll try to be quick. Back in 2015, 16, and 17, we spearheaded a historic holiday home tour in the city of Fort Lauderdale. We had 8 historic homes in which we, that were privately owned residents, that people stepped up, opened up their home to the public, decorated their homes for the holidays, and it was a huge success. After 3 years of doing that, I couldn't really build any momentum with homeowners. And then ironically, COVID was around the corner. And so that kind of squashed that. And my goal always had been to advance that holiday home tour outside of the city of Fort Lauderdale, because as I said to you earlier, we're Broward Trust for Historic Preservation. And I wanted to open it up to homes outside of Fort Lauderdale. And again, that has logistical issues. And so I am aware of these designer showcase homes. They're quite popular. They're a good way to raise funds for an organization like Dania Beach Historical Society and Broward Trust, and at the same time bring the preservation aspect of this beautiful home to our community. And I thought this would be a wonderful way to kind of get back out, focus on one home, wrap it around the holidays, bring in these designers whereby they get to choose a room of their liking, and then they put their spin on it. As I said, they reimagine that room, and then it would be opened to the public. And just to take that one step further, when we did the home tour, we did it for one day. But in this case, what we would do, I envision, is that we would open it up the day after Thanksgiving, let it run right through the holidays into the new year, and then call it a wrap.
Thank you. Thank you, Michaela.
Thank
Do you have
you.
any comment or questions from the commission on that? Go ahead, Vice Mayor.
I think that, for us to do anything, we need to know exactly what was required. I understand you want to use the house. I understand you want to make it nice for the holidays, but what does it take? What is the process? Where does it start? Who does the work? Where does the cost factors come in? The presentation is incomplete until we have all that in front of us.
I understand. Again, one of my hopes was that your Dania Beach Historical Society would work in conjunction with the trust to facilitate and put this together. This is it's a fairly monumental project, but I have the connections for the interior decorators that would be putting these rooms together. The money is donated. It's coming from a donation perspective. There would be little to no money that Dania Beach would have to offset. My goal is to get as much of it as possible donated, because this is an event.
That opens up the door for a lot of options when the money doesn't come from our budget. So if the Historical Society, in my opinion, with the approval of the commission, that if they come to us with the whole plan and who's paying for it, I think they would probably get support.
Okay.
And I think that they just need to put this together to bring it to us.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think this is just your initial, putting it out there, and then you would
Well,
work with
I've
the
had this
Historical Society to hammer out the logistics and all of that. Yeah.
I've had this conversation with Joanna about the possibility of trying to join forces to create this event.
So it would come back then as an agenda item later on. Hold on just 1 second. Commissioner Llewellyn.
Thank you, Mayor. So I think it's a wonderful idea, and I would love to support it. And I'm kind of with the Vice Mayor on this though too. I need a little bit more information. So I'm obviously going to be concerned about the money, because I'm always concerned about the money, where it's coming from. But I also am curious about you're talking about doing something inside. So that means somebody's going to have to man the location and be there present for that. That's also a logistical issue that I'm concerned about.
Okay. Commissioner, let me reassure you. I had 75 volunteers when we did our 8 homes. Each home had somebody to greet the guests,
I remember that. I
to
think I went
check
to it.
them in. We needed people to now, these are private residents. So when I met with the homeowner and invited them to be part of this event, I made it very, very clear to them that they were in complete control as to what portion of their home would be open to the public, where they wanted what they wanted the guests to see. And in this case, we would be, again, we would have docents or volunteers manning the rooms that are going to be open to the public. Again, we're looking at volunteers. The event for Broward Trust cost us minimal. Minimal.
I heard you loud and clear when you said that before, and I do appreciate that.
So, and that would be, again, the same approach here from the perspective that I don't see any reason why either one of our organizations would need to go to the city for financial help in any
That's
way.
fine. And I heard you say that, and I do appreciate that. Like I said, my question was more focused on who was going to be there. But if you have volunteers who are willing to do that, because I know it's right now somewhat of a small group that's part of our historic society, and they do work hard and they do show up for their events. And if you're talking about that amount of time, especially around the holidays,
Sure.
it might be more difficult. I also had a question for the city manager, I think. Do we know when we're going to be starting construction and whatnot on that house?
No, we don't have a date yet for construction. We are right now going through the process of putting out a bid and selecting a designer.
Okay.
The designer would then have to work on a design. That takes some time, probably a year or so.
So they're not going to be in the middle of anything?
No, as a matter of fact,
Okay.
we have cleaned the house.
The house
We
is,
have painted, we have prepared it because the Historical Society has already done tours in it. So it is available for this use, and anything else that we could do, we're definitely
Just
willing.
wanted to make sure we weren't going to be disrupting anything.
No,
Otherwise,
not this year, no.
I think it's a great idea.
thank you, City Manager. And yes, I would also like to share with you all that I have actually, Joanna was kind enough to take me on my own personal tour, because I did want to see with my own eyes what we would be up against in terms of the condition of the house. That house is in amazing, amazing condition. It really, really is. It would take very, very little to have it shine.
Thank you.
We're really proud of it, and I think our city attorney would work with you as far as any logistics as well. Correct.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you
Any
so
other
much.
questions?
Oh, hold on. Commissioner Ryan.
I just want to be clear on the next process. It seems like the commission wants to move forward with this idea. It's not going to cost us anything. So basically, Michaela, you just need our permission for access to the property
Pretty much.
leading up to it. That's
Yep.
all you really need.
That's all we need.
And we could get that sorted out with our attorney. So, does the commission really want to see what the decorations look like and everything? But I think we could just grant them permission to move forward with it with the city attorney. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm good with moving forward with.
Yeah,
the consensus with it.
just to,
So
I'll work
just
with
so
her.
you
I
have
know we're kind of
access
at a
and
crunch
so that-
time, right, Michaela?
Yes, there is a crunch time, but keep in mind that I'm still encouraging, and Joanna, I don't know if this is appropriate, should you come up at this point? Maybe say, the only thing, I don't want to step on Joanna's toes, so I'll just let her kind of.
So, yeah, good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, City Manager, congratulations. So we have spoken about it, but I haven't really spoken with the board about it. So I would rather speak with them before we go further with anything. But if you give permission and consensus, then that's even better.
Yeah, because it's not just our historical society, it's the Broward Preservation Board as well. And so they have the volunteers.
So
And-
I just think it's important that if you all agree that this should move forward this evening, that from this point forward, once Joanna has had a chance to speak with her board, then this is a combined partnership and
yeah.
effort that we will be working and collaborating together to make this happen.
City attorney.
Thank you, Mayor. Just one thing, I just want to make sure with both boards, since it's going to be on city property and I believe the one is considered like a park, we should probably just do the background checks and then we can work through all the other details just so that everybody's safe. Thank you.
Happy for that.
Thank you, Michaela. Thank you, Joanna. Very exciting project coming forward. Looks like it.
Thank
All
you.
right, thank you very much. All right, at this time, I'm going to go out of order a little bit and go to item 10.1. If you could please raise your hand if you're here for item 10.1 and item 10.2, the quasi judicial public hearing items for Port 1850 LLC site plan. I see a couple. Okay.
Would you like me to read the item?
Yes, please read the item, Eve.
If you don't mind, I'll read both item 10.1 and 10.2. They go together. One is the site plan, one is the plat approval. So you can hear it at the same time, and they're both being requested for continuance.
Perfect.
It's a resolution of the City Commission approving the Port 1850 LLC site plan submitted by the owner, Port 1850 LLC, for the property located at 1850 Northeast 7th Avenue in the city of Dania Beach, and a resolution of the City Commission approving the Port 1850 LLC plat submitted by the applicant, Port 1850 LLC, for the property located at 1850 Northeast 7th Avenue in the city of Dania Beach. Currently, the proposed continuance date is June 23rd, 2026.
Okay, and so at this time, I would want to see, I have spoken to Missy and her attorney, and I because it's a quasi judicial hearing, we would want to make sure that all parties are available, and I'm understanding that June was it 23rd date would not be a great date. So I'm trying to see what would be the next date available that we would be able to agree upon for this hearing. Commissioner Romoli.
Thank you, Mayor. And I also agree with you. I think that having both parties here is important. I would recommend that we move it to the last meeting in August. Our first meeting back from recess?
Okay.
Yes, the
Only one
last
meet-
meeting.
The first
which is
and
the-
only
the
meeting
third-
in
I think it's the
August.
fourth week of August.
Which is, looks like it's the 25th of August, my birthday.
Happy birthday. That'll be a gift for you.
Make it a short.
If we could have, would both parties be available for August 25th? Mr. Stacker, and I forgot your name. I don't want to call you Missy's attorney, but. Okay, hold on. Mr. Stacker. If you-
Good evening,
Go-
Mayor.
Hold on just a second.
I'm sorry.
No,
Got you
you're
called off.
getting ready to be called on. I just want to make sure that both of you are going to come up, and I want you to go ahead and state your name and address for the record, please. Mr. Stacker, go ahead.
My name is Edwin J. Stacker, and I'm an attorney with Schutz & Bowen in Fort Lauderdale. I'm here on behalf of Port 1850 LLC. I understand the item is to be continued until the 23rd of June, and we have no objection to that. We will clearly be here. I don't understand what the rationale for August, and would welcome input differently than what we had anticipated from talking to your staff.
Okay, thank you.
And how do you know Mr. Jorgensen is not available? I don't know.
Ms. Shalafor, I'm
And
just
he's
going to
not
ask
a
you not to
party to
speak
this
out loud.
proceeding, by the way.
I spoke to Missy over the phone, and I found out that date would not be available, and it is important for me, due to the fact that it's quasi-judicial, to have both parties present. That's why it was important for me, and then Commissioner Romoli has suggested a date that I believe is feasible for both parties, and so I appreciate that you were going to be able to make it to the June 23rd, but it's my understanding that date would not be feasible for all parties to have input and feedback on an item that is of this much importance and has,
I'm sorry, you said both parties.
well, I mean,
There's
all,
really an applicant for a site plan and a plat, and a
well,
plat is
people who
ministerial
have vested
in nature.
interest in the
So,
site.
okay, fine.
Thank you, Mr.
You're
Stacker.
continuing to delay this unnecessarily, but we'll deal with it as it comes. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Stacker. Please come and state your name and address for the record, please.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. John Jorgensen, law firm of Scott Harris, up in Palm Beach Gardens. I represent Dr. Missy Williams in the Dania Beach Vervent Project. I very much appreciate the Commission's willingness to accommodate my client schedule and my schedule. I'm available the entire summer, just not June 18th, through June 18th through June 29th, and the last week in July. Otherwise, I'm available. I'm available in the fall. Whenever, the Commission wants to go forward with this. It is quasi-judicial, as Madam Mayor mentioned, and I think it's important, and my client wants me to be there so we can have a full and fair presentation of all the facts and issues involved in this, what I perceive to be and my client believes is a very important issue for the city. And I appreciate your accommodation.
Thank you, Mr. Jorgensen. So I have a recommendation from Commissioner Romoli. Do I have?
I'm sorry, Mayor, before you do the recommendation and vote, this should open up to the rest of the public in case anybody else wants to.
This is a public hearing. Do I have anyone to speak for and against it? I will bring it back to the commission after. I don't think there's going to be anybody else. I see no one else has anything to say. Okay, Vice Mayor.
Yeah, Mayor, thank you very much. I disagree with that move to August, and this has been over and over, put off and put off. And there was another particular case that came up in a couple weeks ago, and the person that had to be here canceled a trip to China to be here to make sure he was here at the time because of the importance of the item. And now because someone can't make a change, we're putting it off again for 9 weeks, and I think that's wrong. This has been something that's been put off, and I feel that if it's something that was already put off this week, going on to the next week, I don't agree. I think it should go on the next meeting. That's my opinion. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, so I believe, Commissioner Romoli, was that a motion that you made or, hold on.
Yes, it was a motion to move it to the August 25th meeting.
Thank you. And I also want to clarify one other thing that I was briefed on during the agenda review, that we still have an EIR report that is outstanding from the county. Is that not the case? Can somebody answer that?
I have contacted the county and they haven't gotten back to me that its report is done or not.
Okay, so we will definitely need an update by then. All right, so I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Just for clarity, that is items 10.1 and 10.2?
Yes, 10.1 and 10.2. And I guess the motion would be to move it to the August 25th meeting. Is it 25th? 25th meeting. Okay, Commissioner Ryan.
I have a question for the city attorney. Eve, isn't the county in the middle of changing the ESL designation?
No.
From your understanding?
There was a hearing on this application, which was denied to change the map for this property. The county has changed its process in the interim and doesn't require the map amendments concurrently. So what they have done is they've kept the requirement for what is called an environmental impact report, which is the EIR the mayor is talking about. And they have a process that goes through Chapter 27, which is the environmental division of the county. The applicant does not have, under our code, does not have to wait for the report or the decision of the environmental division of the county on the EIR. So if there is an amendment, if we were to go forward and there's an amendment that would affect what we've done, they would have to come back for an amendment.
To us. Yeah, that would be my reasoning for moving the item later, because we want to see what that designation from the county would be first before we can make a decision. I would say, why would we want to hear it again? Because they're definitely going to change the designation regardless, so it would come back to us. And it's going to take months still, right? It's not like they would have this, you have no time limit, I mean, no timeline on it from the county, right?
According to the county process, it can take up to 6 months for the EIR to be done. I know that the applicant has prepared a draft EIR and has submitted it to the county. And I've asked, because there was some confusion on the county's end, I know they were working on it, but I don't know where they are on it. I contacted them on Friday asking for an update, and I haven't received one. So I don't know if they're close to finishing it or not.
Okay.
And the applicant is aware that if there is a modification, they would have to come back, but they chose to proceed. And they are able to.
Yeah, that would be my reasoning for delaying it. But yeah, that's the only question I had. I know there's still.
Is that a second, Commissioner Ryan? All right, so do I have a second? Okay, then the motion dies. Do I guess I
You can second it if you wanted to.
I can second it. Well, I will second it. And then I guess we would call it to a vote. Elora?
Commissioner Llewellyn?
Hold on.
No.
Commissioner Ramoli?
Yes.
Commissioner Ryan?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Salvino?
No.
Mayor Davis?
Yes.
Mayor, the motion carries.
Motion carries, so the item will be back on the August 20th, continued until the August 25th meeting. Thank you, Commission, and we will move on to administrative reports, I believe, and our first time, very happy to say, City Manager Sosa Cruz.
Thank you, Mayor. That's correct. First time I've completed my first week as city manager. It's been a very busy but fun and exciting week. So good evening, residents. Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, City team. My name's Candido Sosa Cruz, City Manager of Dania Beach. Tonight, I'm going to keep the City Manager's report light, but celebratory in nature. I want to recognize the hard work, the achievements, the success of our city team. The achievements highlighted throughout this report are a direct reflection of a team that works tirelessly to deliver results for our residents, businesses, and visitors. From operational excellence and infrastructure improvements to community development, public safety, and customer service, our employees continue to demonstrate what it means to serve with respect, integrity, and standard of excellence. I would like to personally recognize and congratulate the many departments and team members whose hard work has resulted in numerous awards, recognitions, and accomplishments that continue to elevate the reputation of the city of Dania Beach. I would also like to take this opportunity to recognize and congratulate our newly appointed Deputy City Manager, Eleanor Norina. Deputy City Manager Norina has dedicated her career to public service and has been an integral part of the City of Dania Beach leadership team for many years. She has served as Director of Community Development for the past 6 years, Deputy Director for nearly 2 years, and Operations Manager for 6 years prior to that. With more than 25 years of combined public and private sector leadership experience, Eleanor brings tremendous institutional knowledge, professionalism, and leadership to this role. Under the Finance Department, I also want to recognize Chief Financial Officer Jamie Guzman, who has been selected to serve as the next fiscal year 2027 President of the South Florida Government Finance Officers Association. Jamie will be representing Broward County, Miami-Dade County, and Monroe counties. Under her leadership, the Finance Department recently achieved several significant milestones. including earning the prestigious Triple Crown recognition and completing 5 audits during the current fiscal year, all resulting in clean opinions. These accomplishments reflect the department's continued commitment to excellence, transparency, and strong financial stewardship on behalf of the city and its residents. In March of this year, the Community Development Department's Planning Division, led by Deputy Director Corinne LaJoy, submitted 3 award nominations to the Florida Planning and Zoning Association in advance of their annual conference. We have recently been notified that 2 of our nominations have won awards in their respective categories. Team members will be traveling to Sarasota on May 29th to attend a luncheon at the conclusion of the 2026 Florida Planning and Zoning Association Annual Conference to collect the awards.
Awesome.
Corinne? Deputy Director Corinne, if you would like to stand up so everyone sees. Thank you. Thank you. The first award was awarded to 101 Dania Beach Redevelopment Project, and it was awarded for the Outstanding Redevelopment Award. The second award was awarded to C.W. Thomas Recreation Complex for Outstanding Infrastructure Award. Under the Human Resources and Risk Management Department, led by Chief Human Resources Officer Linda Gonzalez, Deputy Director Ann Mures, and Risk Manager Wayne Fletcher, recently received the 2026 Silver Bell Sea Award for fostering a workplace where employees thrive through comprehensive benefits and wellness initiatives. The department has also been recognized for a second time by the Public Risk Insurance Trust for its comprehensive citywide risk management program, including the evolution of the Safety Committee into the Eagle Wise Committee, which emphasizes employees' health and wellness while supporting productivity and cost efficiency. The city's risk manager is also included in this award for outstanding leadership in risk mitigation and program administration. So if we could congratulate the Human Resources Department. The city's Marketing and Communications Division, under the leadership of Division Director Nanette Rodriguez and Manager Natalie Mattis, continues to set a standard of excellence in municipal communications and public engagement. I am proud to share that both the Pioneer and the Huddle print publications received the Outstanding Award, which is the first place, at the annual Florida Municipal Government Communicators Association Awards ceremony. This achievement marks the second consecutive year that Pioneer has earned this prestigious recognition and the first award for Huddle, reflecting the team's innovation, creativity, and commitment to delivering high-quality communications that effectively engage and inform our community. Congratulations to Nanette and Natalie. And last but definitely not least, under our Broward Sheriff's Office Law Enforcement, I'm very proud to say our very own Chief Terrella has graduated from the Northwestern University Center of Management program. We are very proud of our chief and his success and achievement. Thank you. Now, if I could have everyone that was called out to the front so we could take a photo with the commission, please.
It's a lot of people. Come on up. Bah humbug, it's not Christmas yet, Scrooge. Are we coming, you want us to come down, everybody come down?
No, we got to stand, you want to stand back here. A lot of people now. I did better. She's one now. I need to say it.
No. You want me to take it? Do you want me to take it? I'll take it.
I'll take it.
I'll take it.
Get in there, young lady.
Look at you, paw down.
Remember, I'm blind, so.
This is going to be a good picture.
You look blind.
1, 2, 3, cheese. Okay. Yeah, 3.
Yeah, we're not gonna change. Thank you very much. Way to go, Candido.
And that concludes my administrative report, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, City Manager, and congratulations to this entire amazing team for all the awards and all the hard work that you're doing to put Dania Beach on the map and in such a positive way. Thank you all for your hard work. Truly, truly appreciate it, and thank you, City Manager, for recognizing everyone. Next, we have City Attorney reports.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, everyone in the audience. No report tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, City Attorney. City 5.3, City Clerk reminders.
Thank you, Mayor. So your next meeting is scheduled for June 9th. You start out with your CRA at 6 p.m. and your City Commission following at 7 p.m. Following that, you have your June 23rd City Commission meeting at 7 p.m. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, City Clerk. And up next, we have item 6, which is our public safety reports. Captain Jason Tarala.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, City Attorney, City Clerk, and for the first time, our new City Manager. Yes. I'd like to start off by first, I always like to highlight some really nice positives. We had a very busy but very safe Memorial Day weekend throughout Dania Point and our beach. We had 0 incidents of any kind of violence that occurred between any of those properties, and that is a major accomplishment for the city. So myself and City Manager, who was Deputy Manager at the time, we worked tirelessly, reference narcotics investigations, and we've been working together on some of these areas. Over by Happy Family, we've been working an ongoing undercover operation. And after numerous bywalks, we were able to identify 2 individuals who have been selling narcotics over by the Happy Family store. We ended up identifying both those individuals, and we ended up placing both of them in custody. The first individual, when we placed him in custody, we had 11 baggies of individual baggies of crack cocaine, as well as 16 grams of cannabis, $107 in small denominations of money, which were used for selling. He also had in his possession a stolen firearm that was on his possession. The other individual had 14 baggies of individual baggies of cannabis that were being sold, and also $447. Following the arrest, our detectives obtained and executed a search warrant at one of the individual's residence, right by Happy Family. During the search, our detectives recovered 43 grams of MDMA, which is 10 times more than the amount you need for trafficking, 14 grams of powder cocaine, 29 grams of cannabis, and $570 in U.S. currency. In the house, they also recovered a stolen firearm. Through our investigation, both individuals, the first individual was charged with possession of cannabis, possession of cannabis with intent to distribute, as well as possession of a firearm in the commission of a felony. The second individual was charged with possession of cannabis with intent to distribute, possession of cannabis over 20 grams, possession of cocaine with intent to distribute, trafficking MDMA, armed trafficking, and possession of a stolen firearm by a convicted felon. So that was another fantastic job of trying to clean up Happy Family for our community over there. Also this week, we're continuing our proactive enforcement up and down South Federal Highway by our motels. Deputy Diaz was conducting her proactive checks over at the Deluxe Inn, which she does every single day. And she observed an individual who she knows is not supposed to be there. It's part of our ongoing investigation. And upon making contact with her, she found narcotics at her person. And that individual also had 4 active warrants for her arrest, and she was placed into custody. So again, not just one arrest that we made over there, and we continue making arrests at the Deluxe Inn and those other motels up and down Federal Highway that we continue to get the complaints on. And we also made another really good arrest over at Chesterbird Park. Obviously, our parks are a priority for everyone in the city. We continue to always patrol Chesterbird Park. And one of our deputies were on proactive patrol. They observed an individual in the park that he knew to be trespassed from the park previously. Upon making contact with that individual, we placed him in custody for the trespassing and search incident to arrest. They found possession of cocaine on their person. So that individual was placed into custody and again taken out of the park, keeping it safe for all of our kids to enjoy the park. And that is all I have for my meeting for tonight. Yes, thank
You
you.
can always
Thank you.
clap
Thank
for our
you.
chief,
Thank you.
always. Thank you, Chief. I did see, I go to the beach every day, so I saw all your patrolmen out there extra, and keeping us safe. And it makes a difference when something doesn't happen. That's the best news we can have. So thank you for all you do and for all of keeping us safe in your team.
And I want to highlight that it's been so for me and from the law enforcement standpoint and being the chief, having City Manager Sosa Cruz here from the transition from being our deputy manager to the city manager. We've been working on so many of these proactive initiatives when he was a deputy manager. So now him going to the city manager spot, we are already on these initiatives and it's a seamless transition. And we have so much that we're working on behind the scenes that no one knows about that we can continue doing this great work we're doing. So thank you.
Love to hear that great news. Thank you so much, Chief. Appreciate it. All right. Next, we're going to just move on to citizens. Oh, hold on. You might have another accolade or question here. Commissioner Ramoli?
Thank you, Mayor. I know that Chief Pelissar is not here tonight, but I did want to, again, always thank BSO for all the hard work that you all do. But in particular, this past Sunday, the paramedics were called to my mom's house, who's 90 years old. She had a stroke. And I wanted to recognize 3 of the firefighter paramedics that responded, because if it wasn't for them, she probably wouldn't be here today. And as a matter of fact, 1 week later, she's almost 90% recovered, which is amazing.
It's a miracle, thank God.
But I do want to recognize Lieutenant Stephen Elliott, firefighter paramedic Jonathan Barger, firefighter paramedic Juan Pardo. They were absolutely amazing, professional, fast. They got her to the hospital in the amount of time necessary to provide her with the necessary treatment to really make the difference. And I'm very proud of not only your department, but Chief Pelissar's department. You guys just rock every single day.
Thank God.
Thank you very much.
They were there and got there quickly and were able to rescue your mother. And I will make sure that Chief Pelissar gets the names of the 3 individuals, and we will put those 3 individuals in for the Broward Sheriff's Office Life-Saving Award.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thank you for sharing, Commissioner Ramoli. So at this time, we will move on to citizens' comments. And up first, I have Raquel Cable, and please state your name properly for the record and address for the record, please.
Hello, hi, I'm Rigel Cable. I live in Lakeshore Drive in Estates, Fort Lauderdale. I love Dania Beach, my second house here. I made a home here. I wanted to submit a concern about the Sherwin-Williams parking lot on Federal Highway. I parked there on May 20th, middle of the day. I went to Papa Thanks So Much, which is in the same building on the complex. It's not down the street. It's not a separate complex. I like that business. They have coffee. I drive there to buy coffee beans. Within 5 minutes, my car was towed. They have spotters watching for cars parking there, which I don't think is allowed. I saw the same spotters at the towing place and in that parking lot. I went to Sherwin-Williams. They told me ABBA Tag and Title is the one that calls in. Basically, the parking lot was empty. Business owners started coming out from their shops to explain to me why this towing policy should be allowed, which gave me the sense that maybe they're getting a referral fee or kickback from calling in these tow cars. Otherwise, why would they be defending towing a potential customer's car when the parking lot is empty? I live in Atlanta. Also, I know all about towing and booting and cars and parking lots. I can read signs. It's intentionally misleading. Only certain businesses' customers can park in that lot and not others, and they don't have signs which say which ones are allowed. Also, I saw like an elderly couple's car get towed moments after mine, 5 minutes after they walked away from their car. They were very distraught about it. I know a lot of good people are getting towed, not just me. I paid my bill. It's, but I just don't see how the downtown can thrive if there's nowhere for people to park and walk to businesses nearby. I've been excited to see Dania Point, the growth on Federal Highway. I think it would make a lot of sense to ensure that there's not this type of towing operation happening, which it's like people have been saying it's what they do in Miami, it's what they do in Hollywood. We shouldn't allow it to happen in Dania Beach. And yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to share.
Thank you, Rigel. I just want to say from my own personal understanding, I thought that Sherwin-Williams has specifically marked parking space areas for their customers.
Yes.
So anything else, I would have to have our team to be able to investigate further and look into that, and get back to you directly.
Okay.
So, but thank you for your comments, and we can certainly have our team to look into that.
Okay,
All right.
thanks very much.
Thank you. Oh, hold on. Right, Joe? Commissioner Romoli?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. I don't have a specific question for you, other than I saw you did post on, I think it was on TikTok, you posted.
Yeah.
And I happened to go there probably the day or two after. I've known about the towing. I've had conversations with our city manager about how disturbing it is to have a car towed there.
Yeah.
My message to Sherwin-Williams and the people that are doing that, because it's not all of them, it's just a certain number, was that one day they may need paint and they're not going to go to that paint store.
Right.
It's deterring people from coming to our city.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that, and we're doing something about it here. We're talking about what we can do to minimize it. But just for your information, if you do come back here, and I hope you do, our city parking is just a half a block away, right here.
Okay.
And you won't get towed there.
Okay.
And you tell your friends, same thing, city parking free.
Okay.
And they can go anywhere here. But I really appreciate the fact that you come here, spent your time to come here, talk to us about this, and rest assured, we're thinking about what we can do to minimize that hurt that everyone's having right now.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, this is what civic engagement is for, so I'm happy.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Hold on one second, Rigel. Thank you, Commissioner Romoli. City Manager.
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioner Romoli, for those comments. I just want to say that we have also received complaints from other individuals as far as the cars getting towed. Even a city employee's car was towed. And I understand that the employee was probably visiting the post office, not one of the businesses. But we are scheduling a meeting. Our deputy city manager is taking the lead. She'll give you her business card with the property owner to see how we could better posts, better signs on top of, because it's not clear. We're working also with our city attorney to see if they've met the legal requirement, because it appears that they have, but the optics of it is not good for the city, is not good for the businesses.
Right.
And even if they do have signs, we still are looking into putting clear signs that shows only for these specific businesses, because we don't want our customers to get told. We don't want our customers to have a negative experience, because it will impact the city in a negative way.
Right.
So just know that what you're doing is making a difference. We're reaching out. We're looking into every possible thing to try to correct this and make it easier for people to visit those businesses.
Thank you. Yeah, and I don't post stuff like that on Facebook. I just did because I was upset. I usually post in support of businesses. I do reviews of business. I want people to go to businesses. I had someone comment on there like, my uncle owns ABBA. If you come back, I'm going to beat you up. So I deleted the post because I'm like, I don't want to get in physical fights with people. I just am concerned about this. So I hope that it turns around and becomes like, I don't know what is going on there. It felt very unwelcoming. And so I just hope that it gets resolved. So thank you. Yeah.
Thank you for bringing it to our attention. Thank you, City Manager and Commissioner Romoli. Up next, we have Mr. Robert Kirschgraber. Please state your name and address for the record, please. Graber.
My name is Robert Kirchgraber. I'm a resident of Dania Beach. The first thing I'd like to discuss, or to bring to everyone's attention, that I was unfortunately unable to meet the last council meeting. And I sat home after my workday and I watched 3 hours and 15 minutes of recognitions. And I thought that, oh my gosh, the citizens had to wait so long for public comment. And when they asked for 2 more sentences, they were shut down. We just had an experience here, the prior speaker, there was an actual dialogue. Certain people get that chance, certain people don't. So my suggestion to the council, I respectfully request that if we're going to have award ceremonies and proclamations, that they be done in a separate meeting. We're here to conduct city business, not to high five, backslap, and make awards. We have serious business that needs to be taken care of in this city, and it's not being addressed. It's not being addressed in a timely way. Things are getting postponed, and so on. I would also like to remind the City Council that I'd like to see a return to work policy on Fridays. This is an absolutely gorgeous building. Why is this building shut down on Friday? Who made that call? Why is that policy still in effect? People work better under supervision. You can't tell me that everyone that's at home on Friday is putting in 8 hours. I don't buy it. You don't buy it. I know you don't. So I think that little perk needs to be reviewed and it needs to be pulled back. Because I came over here to get an agenda on Friday, and of course it was closed. We were closed Monday. There's website issues. I couldn't pull out the 350 some pages, so I'm somewhat unprepared today. There's a new position being posted. It's $128,000, $195,000 for Director of Public Services. I don't know if that's a new position, one that's being replaced. I don't know. But that's another, more FTEs coming. And yet I go to the planning board meetings and all they're talking about is impact fees. Well, they want those impact fees to cover these checks that we're obligated to write. And it's a circle. Create the problem, then hire more FTEs to fill the problem, to fix it. And it's got to stop. We don't have a revenue problem here in this city. We have a spending problem. On the consent agenda, item 8.9, that was being done without bid. That's a big concern. It's for CCTV cameras and surveillance. I don't understand how you can do that. It flabbergasts me. CRA, I went to that meeting, and one of the members had a concern about drug deals on Federal Highway in these old hotels. And he said that the biggest solution would be to put up more big, tall buildings.
Thank you, Mr. Kirschgraber. I do understand your time is up, but we have heard your concerns, and you also will be speaking for item 11.1. So at this time, I'm going to move on to the next citizen comment.
Respectfully ask a question here. Why do some people get to speak and have dialogue with the council after their time is up?
That is for, if I have a comment, then I will respond, or if the city manager or the city attorney or one of the council members has a comment, then they direct it to the person. If there is no comment, then we stick with our 3 minutes. Thank you.
That's unfortunate.
Next, we have Mr. DeRosa. Please come up and state your name and address for the record, please. One or two? Two. Okay. Everyone have one now? Okay. Mr. DeRosa, if you could please state your name and address for the record, please.
Sean DeRosa. Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. Dania residents have repeatedly come before this commission regarding 2750 Griffin Road, Griffin Holdings, unresolved code compliance issues, and unlawful transient vacation rental activity operating under a legally defective certificate of use. Tonight, I am asking one direct question that deserves one direct answer. Where in Chapter 28 of our adopted land development code are vacation rentals, short-term rentals, transient lodging, or hotel-like lodging permitted in PRD1 zoning? Because under Section 105-20, PRD1 zoning is an enumerated zoning district. Uses are either specifically permitted, allowed by special exception, or prohibited. There is no listed use for vacation rentals, short-term rentals, transient lodging, or hotel operations listed. And under Florida zoning law, if a use is not authorized by the zoning code, staff cannot create the use later through administrative interpretation. That is why the certificate of use is legally defective. A certificate of use is administrative. It cannot amend zoning, it cannot amend a site plan, it cannot create a new land use that this commission never approved through a public quasi-judicial process. And that matters here because this commission has already heard repeated concerns involving unresolved compliance issues, transient vacation rental occupancy activity, compatibility conflicts, parking impacts, noise impacts, and operational concerns tied with this 2750 Griffin Road property. Yet, despite all that, the city still has allowed a transient vacation rental lodging operation to function in a zoning district where the use has never been identified in Chapter 28 of our Land Development Code. So tonight, the city attorney should answer 3 simple questions on the record. First, what exact PRD1 permitted use authorizes vacation rentals or transient lodging at the 2750 Griffin Road building? Second, what exact legal authority allowed staff to issue a certificate of use for a use not expressly identified in the PRD1 code provisions? And third, where in the approved PRD1 site plan was vacation rental, transient lodging ever disclosed, reviewed, debated, or approved by this commission? Because if those answers cannot be provided tonight, then the conclusion is unavoidable. The certificate of use was issued without express Chapter 28 authorization under the city's adopted Land Development Code. The vacation rental use is unlawful, and continued operation becomes an ongoing zoning code enforcement issue under Chapter 162 Florida statutes. This commission cannot allow staff interpretation to replace enacted zoning law. If the city cannot identify the exact legal authority tonight, then the record is clear. The certificate of use is defective and was issued without lawful zoning. May I please have 20 more seconds?
Look, thank you, Mr. DeRosa. We're going to cut it off right there.
2 more sentences?
I'm going to move on with this at this time. Thank you.
Can you ask the city attorney to answer the 3 questions?
What I can do is have the city attorney follow up with you following this meeting. Thank you. Next, we will move on to the consent agenda. Are there any items that the commission wishes to pull from the consent agenda?
Mayor, if I may, I just want to for the record state that item 8.10, I did provide you in an email as well as on the dais the corrected memo to 8.10 to correct some language on that. I just want to put that on the record.
Thank you, City Clerk. Vice Mayor Salvino.
Yeah, I just want to pull 8.4 for discussion.
8.4, so do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda with the exception of item 8.4? Commissioner Llewellyn?
I was going to make a motion to approve the consent agenda with the exception of 8.4.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Commissioner Romoli?
Yes.
All right, so we have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda with the exception of item 8.4. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, item 8.4, City Attorney.
A resolution of the City Commission approving modification number 6 to the Hazard Mitigation Grant Program Agreement with the Florida Division of Emergency Management for the Wastewater Lift Station Generator and Utility Mitigation Project, Lift Stations 1, 2, and 3, in the total amount of $9,774,595, providing for authorization, implementation, and effective date. Public Services.
Good evening, Fernando Rodriguez, Director of Public Services. How are you?
Hello, Fernando.
Any specific questions, or should I just go over the item?
Hold on. Vice Mayor?
I'm just looking for an explanation on $9,774,000. This on the wastewater lift stations. I thought we had approved. That's why I need some explanation because I'm probably wrong. But I thought we had approved those lift stations already, 1 and 2, before that.
No. This 1, 2, and 3 is one project, one cohesive project to make the stations completely refurbished and add generators to them. Now, the 9.7 million, almost 9.8 million. The good news about that is that there was no match involved. FEMA has identified additional funding for various projects, and one of them is ours. They provided another 2.4 million to avoid us having to match with any dollars. So the total amount of 9.774 million is to refurbish fully 1, 2, and 3, the oldest lift stations. That's what the item is about. It's basically getting additional monies from FEMA.
Okay. I understand that. I guess maybe I need to go back and review with the city manager on,
Mayor, I could add to that.
okay.
I could add to this, Vice Mayor.
Okay.
City Manager?
These projects might sound familiar because we have brought them to the commission several times when we've submitted for the grants to FEMA. It was approved, we've submitted to them, we've got back the award, we brought back the contract, but as Fernando's stating, this is an additional monies that we're going to be getting from FEMA.
Correct.
Okay.
To cover our match.
Yes.
So,
Correct.
so how much exactly, Fernando, will the city be paying?
Right, at this point, there's no match to be.
So it's 100% covered by FEMA?
Yep.
That's
whole-
the good news about
Okay.
this
That's what,
presentation.
so I couldn't, I saw the abbreviation stuff on there and I wasn't sure exactly what it all meant. So I just wanted to understand because it's, I'd like to have 9,700,000.
So this is very good for our city, for our storm floods.
Okay.
Where we're covering the federal government almost $10 million to the city of Dania Beach to address flooding in our city.
Okay. I understand more now. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Okay. With that, I'd like to approve item 8.4, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. So do I have a motion? Commissioner Llewellyn?
Actually, the Vice Mayor just made a motion to approve, so I will second it.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, item 8.4 passes unanimously, and we will move on. Thank you, Commission. And we have item 9, there are no bids or requests for approval. We have already done item 10. So now we are on item 11, first reading ordinances. Eve, if you could please read item 11.1.
Yes, Mayor. An ordinance of the City Commission relating to advisory board attendance, alternate board members, and eligibility by amending the following sections of the City Code. Section 811-130, Public Art Advisory Board. Section 2-120, Marine Advisory Board. Members' compensation term, and Section 2-121, Marine Advisory Board Rules of Procedure. Section 72010, Planning and Zoning Board, created appointment, and advisory board resolutions relating to the following boards: Parks, Recreation, and Community Affairs Advisory Board, Green Advisory Board, Education Advisory Board, and Charter Review Board, in order to modify the qualifications and attendance of advisory board members and to provide for advisory board alternate members when not previously provided, providing for codification, conflict severability, and an effective date. This is a community development item, first reading.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, City Manager. The item before you is the text amendment, first reading, 018-26 for the board attendance. The request before you tonight is to adopt an ordinance that makes attendance requirements consistent throughout all the boards. So the City Commission, some background in this item, the City Commission raised the concerns that there are not consistent requirements throughout all the boards, and the administration took attendance into consideration to verify where the policy is established. Considering that, each board has that different set of attendance criteria, allowing multiple absences provided that there were not consecutive and permitting excused absences. With that, the staff is recommending 2 absences per year, and by the 3rd absence, the board member will be excused. I'm just going ahead of myself. There are 2 absences included, and all excused or unexcused absences, and the board member is allowed to have 2 either excused or unexcused absences, and by the 3rd absence, the board member will be removed. The proposed language also reflects a 12-month rather than a 6-month residency requirement to create consistency, and this amendment, it's across all boards. This ordinance requires 2 public hearings, and this item was heard by the Planning and Zoning Board on May 20th, and the board unanimously recommended the City Commission to approve this ordinance. And staff is recommending approval from the City Commission tonight.
Mayor, if I
available if you have
could,
any
just one thing.
City-
The 6-month residency was changed to a year because we had the ballot, the charter question, and that was passed by the community. So we're just making all of the boards consistent with the new charter requirement.
And, okay. And so I just have a quick question for you, because most boards are off during the summertime. Is that correct? June?
Depends on the board. Some boards decide to take a break and some others don't.
Okay. So, I agree with the recommendation from the staff and the advisory board, but I just think that it would be smoother if we start at the beginning of the fiscal year as opposed to in the middle of when we're getting ready to go on to summer break. So those are my only comments, Vice Mayor.
Thank you. You know, the advisory boards has been an issue with absentees, unexcused absences, and so on. Then with the way this, correct me if I'm wrong, the way it reads now, though, is if it's an unexcused absence, it doesn't count as an absence. And we're,
Excused absence. An excused absence.
an excused absence doesn't count as an absence.
It
Right.
still counts.
Okay, the problem we have with that is that everybody's too nice. Okay, and when they're too nice, they go, oh, it's okay. And I think that if somebody takes that unless they're in the hospital or sick, you know, not that they have a family reunion or whatever, I think they just the same obligations we have up here, that there should be some form of a rule that states that it has to be, you know, almost like a doctor's note or something like that.
Documented.
Okay, because I mean, if we don't, you're defeating the whole line right there completely. As far as what the mayor said about the beginning of the year, I think it kind of, a little bit of it makes sense, but I think from the time we appoint somebody, I mean, you appoint somebody, maybe it'll work that way, and I'm not sure, but by the time you appoint somebody, once they start, that's their year, that's basically their year, because you're talking about, I think you're saying something about from the beginning of the year to the end of the year.
Fiscal year,
You know, from October to October. But the thing is, if we do somebody right now and put somebody on the board, and it's October's right around the corner, that means that's the end of their fiscal year. And we're going into the summertime right now, which means that we're going to be a couple weeks where everybody's going to be off. So it won't start, and then it starts up again, in August and then September. So there's basically 3 meetings left out of the planning and zoning, if I'm not mistaken. I think that everybody that's on that board right now is okay, and I think the fiscal year would be a good idea to go from, because who's on the board now is on the board.
Right.
And but I think as far as the leniency of making choices, there needs to be. I feel there needs to be a guideline on it. That's all. Because if not, we're just defeating the purpose of letting them go with it. So I don't know how everybody else feels about it.
All right.
I mean, it is a voluntary board, and I appreciate the residents coming out and doing that. But if you're going to make the commitment, make the commitment.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Vice Mayor. Okay, so, all right. I just want to say that this is a public hearing. Is there anyone to speak for or against this item? All right.
Give the comment cards.
Oh, yes, that's right, I do. Come on up, Mr. Kirschgraber.
Robert Kirchgraber, Dana Beach, Florida. I did attend that meeting. I was there. And, you know, one of the questions that was brought up was something about, you know, remote meeting. Could be you have a sick child or whatever that you can't make it. Family emergency, what have you. You know, we have court depositions done via remote in the state of Florida. Is that correct? People go to court directly. They go before judges. There's hearings. Why can't we do that? Why is this not being considered? Because when we have people that sit on the board and they make this commitment, which is a wonderful commitment, sometimes there are extenuating circumstances where they may be able to access remotely. You know, maybe if we had some of those rules. I don't understand how the courts in the state of Florida can have those types of meetings and you can go before the judge remotely or, you know, what have you, but yet the city can't do that? I'm a little confused on that. So
Thank you.
I like Vice Mayor's idea of the, what exactly are they extenuating circumstances? And if we do list, family death, whatever, I mean, whatever you all decide. But there needs to be some guidelines where, let's keep everything inside the rails. And I think that was a great suggestion. But I do understand we want to keep these boards consistent. We don't want them flipping all the time, because when we bring in new people, sometimes there's new, it slows the process down or can be detrimental to the board. So with that, I close my comment. Thank you.
Thank you. City Attorney, would you like to speak on that, please?
So our governor has prohibited virtual meetings, is the short answer for public government. That being said, if someone is ill and they provide the request in time, as long as there's quorum of the board, in the physical presence at the meeting, a person can appear telephonically. And then they could be considered present for the meeting.
Thank you.
But it can't be, you have to have the actual quorum present.
Thank you, City Attorney, for that clarification. Mr. DeRosa, did you also want to speak on 11.1?
Good evening, Sean DeRosa. The first question I have is that question came up during the planning and board meeting about being able to appear remotely. And City Attorney Boots has shared that what you just shared now, that the governor has prohibited appearing remotely. My question is what legal authority are you relying upon? Is it an executive order? Is it something that got put in the state charter? Did the state constitution change? I would appreciate it if the city attorney could provide the legal authority that she's relying upon coming from the governor, that remote attendance to meetings cannot be, can't happen for volunteer municipal boards. Second thing is, I concur with Mr. Kirchgraber. I think what you guys are confused about is, with this amendment, both an excused absence and an unexcused absence goes against the participation of your volunteer. So I know some people's heads are down right now. I would appreciate, if I'm speaking, you should pay attention, because you got this wrong when the city staff member was sharing this. So if somebody thinks they're going to get 2 excused absences and then have 2 unexcused absences, no. Once you reach 3 collective absences, whether they were excused or unexcused, you're out. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. The mayor, the vice mayor can't step in and say, no, I don't want them removed. They're combining excused and unexcused. So for example, if your parent is sick and I have to be a caretaker to my father for a week, and I'm a volunteer on that board, even though I may get an excused absence, that's still going to go against my attendance. And once I reach 3, I'm out. So I would appreciate you all considering remote participation for our volunteers that assist on our boards. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. DeRosa. And I think we can look at, we have to follow what the law is. So if you would provide that guidance that's directly related to what the governor has stated.
I can certainly provide the law, but he's not understanding what I've said. We can't have remote meetings, but you can have an excused. In other words, you can appear telephonically, one person, as long as the quorum of physical presence is present at City Hall.
Perfect. Thank you for that clarification. I think we are all clear now on that. As long as there is a quorum, you can appear telephonically, and that excuse, that doesn't count against the volunteer.
Correct.
Thank you. Hold on. Commissioner Llewellyn.
Thank you, Mayor. I can actually add a little bit to that. I know all of us at one time or another have sat on boards as well while we've also been on the commission. I sit on a board right now, and there are representatives from every city and the county, and there are people that do attend remotely, but only when there is quorum. If there is not a quorum, then you cannot move forward, a physical quorum in place. So it's not just here, it's everywhere. That's the way it's done. So That was one. The other thing, I was also at the planning and zoning meeting when this was discussed, and I thought the chair made a very eloquent comment that really kind of summed this up very well. And he basically said that if you, these particular meetings, you're only required to be there once a month, and it may even be less than that throughout the year. And if you're missing 3 meetings, that's basically a third of the job, a third of the time that you are out absent. And if you go to your own job and you miss a third of the time, you won't have a job anymore. So it's the same thing. And we have a problem with getting people to come to sit on these boards, that's true, but we also have a hard time once we do appoint people with them actually showing up. So hopefully, if they know that they're going to be gone at the third one, then they will actually show up. Let's hope. If not, then we find somebody who will. You're welcome. But otherwise, I'm in favor. So I'd make a motion to approve 11.1.
Okay. And the only thing that I request is so that we start at the beginning of the fiscal year, since we only have 3 meetings left.
Does it matter? Because they don't start with the fiscal year. They start with whenever they're appointed. So, I mean, they're appointed with every election. I mean, does it make a difference?
I just think, just to give people just to give people a heads up, to bring awareness so that everybody's on point with what's going on, and since they're off during the summertime, just to me, it just seems cleaner to start when we start everything over. It's not pressing here or there, but I just think that people need some awareness that we've started this new ordinance and that we're going to be enforcing it as of the new fiscal year, so that everybody has time to get prepared to make any arrangements that they may need to make, or just give people a decent amount of time of heads up.
Fine.
So,
Fine.
I mean,
I hope it doesn't end up being a situation where you have somebody that's consistently missing their board meetings that then continues to miss them until the end of the fiscal year and then comes back and tries it. Right, exactly. So, well, anyway.
All right. I have a
Second.
Commissioner Romoli, hold on.
Yeah, I'd like to also suggest that we bring back the option for, I'd like to have those boards present what they've been doing at the commission meetings to try to engage them more. Or we started that and it stopped. I'm not sure why. But it's really good to hear what they're talking about and what sort of things that they're struggling with that we might be able to help them with. So if we can do that, Laura, bring that back.
Sure.
Okay, great, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Romoli. I just think it's hard to get some of these boards engaged. And so these are volunteer positions, and then we're putting more. And if they were paid, it'd be different, but I like the idea of having people come and present. It's a great idea, but I think there's a reason why people don't want to come out on a 7:00 meeting, so I don't necessarily want to. I think we can encourage it. We certainly should encourage it, but I think that it's hard for some of the board members to make it out on a commission meeting, but I think we can certainly still encourage it. So I think we should try to do that, but I don't think we should make it any kind of a penalty if they don't, but strongly encourage it for them to do that. All right, I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. All right. Motion 11.1 passes unanimously. All right. Item 12, there are no second reading ordinances. Discussion and possible action. We have item 13.1, sponsorship for Dania Elementary 5th grade field trip, t-shirts. Commissioner Romoli.
Thank you, Mayor. As the backup indicates, Dania Beach Elementary, they're seeking our support for T-shirts for their 5th grade field trip class, and I'm asking the commission to support this. It's their first time. They're going to be going to Busch Gardens, and they want to represent our city and their school, and I think it would be a great thing for these kids.
Okay. Thank you, Commissioner Romoli. So you're just seeking consensus from the commission contingency, and what is that a piece, if you, just for the record, did you say that out loud? I'm sorry.
Sorry? 1,089
Total, does it, do we, I mean.
260 something?
Okay.
Is that right?
Okay.
Where's Janie when we need her?
Exactly. All right. Do I have consensus for the commission from our own personal contingency to support Dania Elementary going to Busch Gardens? And we will equally split that amount for their T-shirts. You do have unanimous consensus for that, City Clerk. Thank you, City Commission. Thank you, Commissioner Romoli. They will appreciate it very much. All right. And then we have item 13.2, sponsored by Commissioner Llewellyn, travel policy update.
Thank you, Mayor. So in anticipation of budgets coming up, and we're all going to be having our individual meetings about things that we want to do, and I wanted to, well, I know that all the departments have been cutting. They have been asked to cut a certain amount of money from each of their departments, and they have successfully been doing that. And I think that we need to do the same, because they're not just saving money so that we can spend it, right? So there are some other things that I have actually made suggestions on that I think we'll be discussing at our budget workshop. But this was one in particular that is a policy that I wanted to bring forward. And it's not necessarily going to, I'm not saying that people can't travel, number one. I'm not saying that. But what I did do is I did pull the records for about the last 5 years from the commission, from each individual commissioner, as to how much everybody's spending and how much we spend on certain trips that happen every single year. For example, Tallahassee. For example, League of Cities is every other year we go to Orlando. Things like that, so we know pretty much what it's always going to be, and it always is pretty consistent. U.S. Conference of Mayors has 2 meetings a year. It depends on where it is, but they're generally around the same amount each year. So looking at that, I took a look at how much we're actually spending, and our budget is $10,000 per person. Some of us don't use it at all. Some of us use it a lot. But if you're the mayor, you obviously travel more because there are more things that are going on. So I actually thought 10,000 probably was not enough, and I thought that should be 12,000. However, for the commission, the individual commissioners, the things that we generally do are Tallahassee, League of Cities, maybe something else to go along with that. And so looking at the numbers and analyzing all of that, I came up with 6,000 I thought was more appropriate. Now, that was the main thing that I was doing with this. There's some other things in here as well, some other changes that I thought needed to be made as well. Making sure, for example, that we're not using premium services, that we're only, like you're not flying first class, you're not doing VIP lifts or Ubers, things like that. If you're going to do that, then that should come out of your pocket. The basics should be covered. That's what it's done in most companies. It's the way that it's done in I think it's done for our city employees as well. If you want to go above and beyond that, there's nothing wrong with that, but then it should come out of your own pocket to pay for it. I know there have been times that I have used premium services for things and I don't even put it in. I just pay for it myself because I have my reasons. So, but in any event, so. And the other thing is that if we're supposed to have individual contingencies for this or individual budgets that we have, again, not saying that you can't go above that, but if you're going to go above it, come to the commission and ask and see if you can take somebody else's, because if somebody is going above and beyond and spending more than everybody else and not coming and making sure that it's okay to take it from the others, there might come a time where somebody wants to go somewhere or needs to go somewhere and they can't because there's no money, and now you've got to come back and ask for additional money above and beyond what's actually there. It's not a huge cut overall, and again, I'm pretty sure that if anybody wanted to come and ask me for my travel money, I'd give it to them. But I just think for transparency purposes, for just making sure that we're being fiscally responsible and doing the same things that we're asking others to do, I think it's important that we do that, especially in preparation for the upcoming budget. So that's what I'm proposing.
Thank you, Commissioner Llewellyn. I do have a statement on that because I do think because given the fact that we're entering the budget season, I believe next month, we have individual budget meetings. We have collective workshop meetings at the beginning of next month and budget hearings forthcoming. I just believe that this discussion is more appropriate as a part of a broader budget workshop process because it impacts budget philosophy, governance, operations, and allocation structure. So if we're going to have these budget meetings, this is a major travel budget change, then we should have that as a larger part of a discussion instead of a standalone policy amendment. So I just find it would be more appropriate to do it during the budget discussion. I have no problem discussing it. Thank you. Any other comment from the commission? Commissioner Llewellyn.
So the reason why I'm bringing this specific one up is because it is a policy. It is not just part of the budget. So there are other things, like, for example, I have had conversations with our city manager and finance about our overall discretionary funds as well as our community grants funds. That's not necessarily it's a policy, but that's a bigger item. This is something that's a little smaller, and it's a very specific item that I think we could vote on, and we could have a discussion about, and we could talk about it now and make a decision now. It's only cutting out $14,000 out of the budget, but it is something that I think would be a start, and it sets a precedent as to what we're going to do going forward, because I do think it is important if we're asking the people that work in the city to make cuts for things that they need and they want, that we should be doing the same. So I would actually ask that we discuss it now and or move forward with it now to approve it.
Okay. And so we have two comments here. Do you have any other comments from the commission? Because I'm seeking consensus to have it put with the regular budget workshop so that we can fully discuss it and have staff input and have staff analysis and to really look at it as a full budget item. You're now creating a cap or contingency as to where right now I believe that it's all on in a pool or in a pot, and I think it just warrants further discussion. So if you want to move forward with it, then, we'll see if we have consensus to do that.
Any motion?
Commissioner Romoli, hold on.
Motion to pass is at 13.2.
Okay.
I was going to speak because my green light was up.
Go ahead, Vice Mayor.
Okay, before you can make the motion, we'll go from the second. I don't, listening to what you want to do and listen to what she wants to do, I see both points of it, but I can tell you that I don't think we should have a free card to go where we want, when we want, just because there's an event up there. There's got to be a limit to what we do. If that's the case, and I know that I haven't traveled, but to the things because the representation's there, but if another commission comes on here and everybody that gets, if you want to go next year because you're still here and he's still here for 2 more years and I'm still here, and we decide the new commission wants to come up and they want to travel, and there's nothing that says we all can't go, that money's going to go. I think Commissioner Llewellyn's point was valid that the mayor, does go to more events because they represent like the mayor's, we'll call it, but U.S. Conference of Mayors. That's something that they would go to that the commission wouldn't go to. So that should have more money. But I mean, whether we wait for the budget hearing or the budget workshop and go from there, or whether we do this now, I can tell you that I feel I think $12,000 is too much for the mayor. I think that, I think there should be a limit to, taking what we need to do in all these conferences should be set forward to us. Let us choose ahead of time what we're going to go to make a commitment. If it comes out to 3,000 or 4,000, that's what we spend and that's it. And maybe if there's an exception to one more trip, that's another $1,000, maybe that, but I just don't think we should have a budget on something like that. There's no need for everybody to go just because it's there and spend the taxpayers' dollars. So whatever way you want to do it, I know my bottom line is going to be is that I don't think we should be spending all that money. That's how I feel about it.
Well, I think, yeah, thank you, Vice Mayor. I think travel planning is a good part of it. I mean, I have a whole thing. Do we have any other comment from the commission on the travel? I do have a couple of things because I don't think that it is just, right now, that it's just the mayor responsibility. I think that different elected officials serve in different external leadership capacities based on representation of the city. For example, if you're at different leadership roles, if you have different leadership roles within, these are all approved organizations. So we're all members. If we're not members, we're members of the Broward League of Cities, we're members of the Florida League of Cities, we're members of the U.S. Conference of Mayors. So these are all organizations that the city has approved to say that these are professional development organizations that we should be a part of. So, and all of our commission doesn't travel. So based on your position or based on whether you choose to travel, it should be based on engagement, not individual caps. So if you have active members of the commission who want to go and represent the city of Dania Beach in a, excuse me, in a professional capacity, then you should be able to go and represent the city in a professional capacity. If there's those who aren't in leadership roles or do not wish to travel, then the city of Dania Beach will always be represented. So for example, I'm on the Florida League of Cities Board of Directors, the Florida League of Cities Executive Committee, the Nominating Committee, the Board of Directors for the League of Mayors and Nominating Committee. Also the incoming president for the Broward League of Cities. These are leadership roles that put Dania Beach in a position that we have a seat at the table when decisions are being made. It should be based on engagement and not necessarily how much everybody travels or doesn't travel, or have a cap on that, because it allows for flexibility and a shared allocation based on engagement, leadership, and participation in these different organizations. So it should be based on engagement and not individual contingency funds.
Well, that's like me saying I want to go every weekend to a different amusement park because I'm in an amusement business that somebody's paying for. And I understand exactly what you're saying, and appreciate the fact that you want to engage in all of these particular things. But if you have 5 people over here that want to do all that, then the budget would be about $150,000.
Well, they can't do it because these are appointed positions. These are appointed leadership
Oh, I see.
roles.
So
You're not appointed to.
How do they get appointed?
Appointed to the board of directors. You have to be appointed to
How do
a
you get
nominating, because you're there, and the board, you get elected to those boards. So for example, when I was at the Florida League of
So who
Cities,
gets appointed to all these boards?
the leadership of the organization
So that
appoints
means you
you.
have to go there to get appointed.
Well, I mean, we're members, so we're supposed
So
to go.
that's what I'm saying. So if
Right.
we all go and they appoint one in this board and one in the next board, or it's gonna go.
There's limited
Okay,
boards.
you know, let's just move on, because I'm not gonna get into an hour discussion, because I can see where this is going. I know you like to go.
It's not about me,
I
I'm appointed to boards.
I understand that, and I appreciate that you want to represent the city. I don't think you should have free, an à la carte check to go all these places. I just don't believe, not whether it's you or anybody else, not picking at you.
It's not à la carte.
Well, it
check.
is, Mayor. I mean, you're spending a lot of money, and we're just trying to eliminate it to a point that, and whether you spend it or whether Commissioner Romoli spends it, I don't care. I just think there should be a limit to what we spend. I mean, we're not spending taxpayers' money just to go to all these boards, all of us, all the time. That's how I feel.
No.
So I'm done with the discussion. You can talk all you want on it, but I already know which direction I'm going to go in when we discuss it at the budget hearing. So I'll wait till that time. I second the motion.
Okay. All right, do we have any further discussion on this?
You seconded for further discussion for the town?
No, for this here, I'm just going to let it go. I'll worry about it later.
So.
So we're gonna do.
Motion to approve and a second, or no?
Yes.
Okay. So you want to take a vote?
So, hold on, Vice Mayor, what was your final answer?
Well, what was the first, what you voted on, what's going on here, right, Commissioner?
I just,
Yeah.
go
The
ahead.
motion is to approve the item. The motion is to approve the item.
Yeah,
as is.
I second and move the item.
Okay. All right, let's go to a vote, Elora.
Commissioner Llewellyn?
Yes.
Commissioner Romoli?
Hold on.
Yay.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. There you go.
There we go. Thank you. Yes.
Commissioner Ryan?
I like this item. I think that the budget should stay the same, and I agree with not, you definitely should pay for anything premium as well. So I agree with that change, but I don't agree with changing the budget to 6 and 12. So no.
Okay.
Vice Mayor Salvino?
There. I'll make a vote yes right now, and as we go back to the budget and we start working, if there's a little bit extra, I'm going to maybe ask to bring it back up again and maybe change it a little
Can we change it again at the budget?
Yeah, you can, but we have to bring back the vote again.
I'll bring back the resolution if
Yeah.
you decide.
You have to bring it back, but I want to see where the budget goes at that time. But I'm going to vote yes for it as it is, as what we're discussing now. Thank you.
Excuse me, Mayor Davis.
No, as long as we can bring it back, then no, it'll still be no, but it will be brought back. Thank you.
Mayor, the motion carries.
All right, thank you. Let's move on to item 13.3, or 13.2. No, 13.3, language classes by Commissioner Llewellyn.
Is anybody from Parks coming up? Anybody from Parks coming up? Anthony? Cassie? Whoever? Because I know you all did the research on this. This was the item that we had talked about previously, where I talked about bringing in a new program to the parks about language classes and teaching people, teaching kids, adults, whatnot, another language. And we said we would start with Spanish, and then see what the costs were going to be. And this is more fleshed out. And I know that this is the initial, we had the presentation here, so we can just go ahead and just go on to the next item. This is my item, but I know that, Anthony, did you do the research on this?
Yes.
So you can talk about it.
Okay. Am I using this or? Okay. Anthony Affetti, Deputy Director, Parks and
Thank you.
Recreation. Greetings again, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioner, City Manager, City Attorney, and City Clerk.
Yeah.
Got you this time. Pretty much the purpose of the SpeakSphere 101 is to help participants learn a secondary language that is not native to them. Through this process, participants will gain immersion in a new culture, broadening their perspectives and providing valuable skills that can benefit them in many aspects of life. The plan is, this is an introductory class that will be held at various recreation facilities throughout the city of Dania Beach. The program will begin at one location where it will be hosted for several months before rotating to another facility, allowing broader community access over time, starting with Spanish and extending to additional language such as French, German, Mandarin, and whatever else we feel and research wise is something that is wanted to be learned throughout not only the city, but throughout the state. So we're just trying to bring something in to allow for not only adults, but the youth to be able to learn a secondary language. The facts: integrating this program will give those who want to learn Spanish the opportunity to do so. Behind English, Spanish is the second most primary language in the United States, which is proven by 42 million people, or 13% of the population. Approximately 4.8 million people speak Spanish in Florida, representing nearly 20 to 23% of the state's populations. It is the most common non-English language in the state, with particularly high concentrations in South Florida, where over 70% of Miami-Dade County residents identify as Hispanic or Latino. The regional awareness: the Miami-Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach area has one of the highest populations of Spanish speakers in the U.S., with over 2.4 million in the metro area alone. The budget. Basically here, we would be looking to do or get instructional teachers and tutors for the Spanish class. And we're basically recommending that we could break this down into semesters. So we would have a slight curriculum that we allowed for both the youth and adults to come in for an hour session. And as you can see, we have the 4 semesters here, which are July through September, October through December, January through March, April through June. The cost breakdown is going to be for 2 times per week for 1 hour, which is going to be around $100 for both 1 adult session and 1 youth session. 8 times per month will come out to 8 hours in total for about $800. And the 3 months total for the semester would be around $2,400. We're recommending that the price per participant is around $65 for the resident and $100 for the non-resident, which would allow for us to get back some of the fees or some of the monies that we put into this.
So the total cost for it would be $2,400 to the city, right?
Per semester.
Per semester.
Correct.
But we anticipate it's going to grow over time.
Correct.
Right. And we're starting off at a lower rate right now anyway, because this is a new program and we want
It's a brand new
try
program.
it out and see how it goes.
So we would be looking to attract the participants for the program.
Right. And I'm willing to put in $2,400 for the first semester. I have it in my contingency.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
Is that it?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
Thank you. Vice Mayor?
Okay, can you put that last thing back up on the screen for the money and the fees? So the cost breakdown per semester, is that a one-on-one session?
No, these would be for group sessions.
A big group?
Yes.
Okay, so basically, if the instructor is charging $100 an hour?
Well, the instructor would be charging around $50 an hour.
Okay,
This would be
either way, so the instructor's charging $50 an hour.
Correct.
And we're charging, is that $65, is that for a one-time fee?
That would be for the semester.
The whole semester is?
Correct.
3 months?
Correct.
So you basically, if you had, I can't add that quick, but you'd have to have 40 participants to break even if they were to pay for it out of their own pocket.
Around something like that.
Okay, so, and that's, okay, have you showed that much interest in something like this, or is this something that is?
Yes, it's a pilot program.
It's a pilot program, so nobody even knows what's going on. So, I mean, this seems like it'd be mainly an adult class because the youth have that offered at almost every school that they go to. Is that?
Some of them do, yes, but it would be additional time from them to be able to learn additional languages outside of the schools.
Okay, because I know all schools don't touch. How many languages are you talking about?
Well, the first one that we were talking about doing is Spanish.
Okay, what I'm saying is I can almost tell you that if you don't get adults signed up, it's not going to go because the kids are taking it in school. I don't know one school that's not showing in our area that doesn't offer Spanish class. If I'm wrong, you can.
Middle and high schools.
Middle and high schools?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not younger.
Are you sure about that? You can guarantee me that it's not happening. Okay. Oh, you're telling me it is? Okay.
Elementary schools.
Okay. Is this something you're looking for?
Let's just talk one at a time. So finish what you're going to say if she has
Okay.
a response.
All right. Thank you,
Let's
Mayor.
let it
I'm
be on
done.
the record.
I don't mind helping out with this again. If she wants to pay for it, I'm all in.
Okay. Thank you, Vice Mayor. Commissioner Ramoli?
Thank you, Mayor. In the event, we only have in the first semester one person. I don't want to sound like negative. What do we do?
I think we would just come back to the drawing board, have to pivot and figure out what we.
So is there a
need to do from
number
there.
we're looking at to move forward with the first semester pilot program?
Well, to be honest with you, we're looking at basically just putting it out there to the public, marketing it the correct way. If we could get at least, I want to say around 15 adults and 15 youth, then we think that would be a feasible number.
I'm thinking that probably, like Vice Mayor suggested, we probably put all of our eggs in adults attending mostly, but you never know.
Right.
I'm all for it, But I do think that we need to go into it clearly thinking that if we don't get to a certain number, we're not trying to make money on this thing.
Correct.
But if we set our goal to a certain number and we can't achieve that, I think we need to punt and redo something else.
Correct. Well, I can speak right now. We are offering an English class over at Frost Park. And we started off with smaller numbers there. And as we continue to market that, it's continually grown. So
You
we
said
have about
English?
English.
Oh, perfect. I mean, because I was going to say, I think English is probably more important than Spanish.
Correct. So I think the biggest thing is to go ahead and
Could we, is that part of this, part of the pilot program is going to be English as well?
If we needed to go to English, we would, but the first one that we wanted to look at.
The first one's going to be
language-wise,
Spanish,
is going to
for
be
sure.
Spanish.
Okay, all right.
We have a bigger turnout that wants, of a population that wants to learn English, then we can kind of pivot to that. But at the same time, we'll be able to let them know that these are the other languages that we are offering.
Well, let me know when you do English, because I'd like to attend. I need some English lessons.
Okay. But
Thank you. I have a question. So has there been any other, he asked about interest, but usually to find out if there is a baseline of community people from the community reaching out saying, I want to learn Spanish. Do we have any idea that this would even start to be successful?
yeah. Oh, I think with the population that we do serve in South Florida, as well as the population coming into the city as well, we do have people that come into our recreation centers and ask for these language classes.
But Spanish specifically?
Spanish specifically.
Okay.
Especially if you don't speak Spanish.
Okay, okay. I just want to make sure that there's some level of engagement from the community and some kind of interest from the community that are asking for this program or asking for Spanish specifically. So that's my question there. Commissioner Llewellyn.
Yeah, just to wrap that up as well, the reason why I even started talking to everybody, to city management and parks about this was because I was seeing in some of our communities that they were actually doing something like this very informally in the communities and with people that they know who do speak Spanish and people that didn't speak Spanish and trying to learn how to communicate with each other better. So I know that there is an interest in it, at least in this community. And again, if we don't get the interest that we expect, we can either pivot to something else or we can put that money into another program if need be. So, but I think it's worth a try, and I think it's something that would be a nice extra offering to, in particular, our adult population. My thoughts on it initially were adults. So, because there are people of a certain age who never learned Spanish and have a hard time with it and would like to learn it more at this point. So anyway, that's all. But I'm willing to put it in. Nobody else wants to put anything in. You don't have to, but I'm willing to. You want to put something in too? Okay, how much you?
Okay, let's put it on the record. So Commissioner Llewellyn has offered to pay for all of it. Commissioner Romoli is saying that he wants to contribute to that $2,400. Is that correct, Commissioner Romoli?
How much are you putting in?
I was going to put in 2,400.
2,400?
But if you want to put in part of that, then I won't put the whole thing.
Okay, I'll do 500.
500?
Okay, so
I'll do 19, he'll do 5.
okay, so 1,900 from Commissioner Llewellyn and 500 from Commissioner Romoli. Okay. And then we can get a report back on what the numbers are for that initial class and see if we need to pivot or not. Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you all.
Parks, appreciate it. All right. Moving on to the next item.
I just want to make sure we have consensus with that, the action of the 1,900 and the 5. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay, all right. We're going to put that on the record, Commissioner. Commissioner Romoli is going to go 50-50 with Commissioner Llewellyn, so 1,200 and 1,200 apiece. It's approved by the entire commission for them to go on this Spanish venture together. All right. Let's go on to item 14, appointments. Only mine has not been filled, so we will move on to item 15, commission comments, and we will begin with Commissioner Llewellyn.
Thank you. I do have a couple of things this week. Don't give me a hard time. Okay. First of all, I really wanted to do something tonight. First of all, to congratulate our new city manager. But I am just going to suggest that after his speech at the last meeting and his poetry reading, his poem that he wrote for the former city manager and read, I want to nominate him to be Dania Beach's poet laureate. I'm kidding, of course. Anyway, but it was very nice. I thought it was very nice. But congratulations, and I know we spent a lot of time together over the last week, and I think that this was definitely the right decision. So, thank you. Part of that is we went to the Greater Fort Lauderdale Alliance mid-year meeting on Friday, and there was a big discussion because they did have the CEO of JetBlue there. There was quite the discussion about Spirit and the bankruptcy, and we at both our new city manager and I had some conversations privately with some of the people from the alliance, and without going into any detail at this time, I will say that they were very positive about the future of the buildings that we have over in Dania Point, and that they are getting phone calls on a regular basis, and they are setting up meetings, and they are working diligently to try to make sure that we do not lose that revenue that's coming in from there. Speaking of losing that revenue, I know one of the groups that's looking at it is the county. For those who are not aware, any public entity does not pay property taxes. So if the county did move in, they would not be paying property taxes to the city of Dania Beach. And that is something that I personally have made phone calls to several of our county commissioners about, to make sure that that is something that they are keeping as part of their discussion if they are going to try to pursue this. However, it's my understanding, dealing with bankruptcies, that public entities generally do not fare well in bankruptcy actions as far as trying to make purchases of assets. So I think we're going to be okay. And I think we're going to find some very positive outcomes for that aspect of the Spirit situation. I know there have been a number of career fairs as well, and there are a number of airlines that have been picking up employees and trying to make sure that they're having jobs for individuals who did lose their jobs as a result of what happened with Spirit. So that's all very positive as well, and I know I've been doing my part. I think others have as well. I've seen some things out there on social media where everybody's sharing all of these different events that are going on, and that's a good thing. We want to make sure that people still have jobs. Let's see. Yesterday was Memorial Day. I hope everybody had a lovely long weekend. We had a wonderful day at the American Legion Post 304. Several of us were there. And I just want to one more time say, for those who are veterans, thank you for your service, including our city manager. Thank you for your service. And it was a moving ceremony, as it always is, and very well attended this year, even more so than usual. I also had a thought about some promotion for our historic assets, and I'm not putting it on there, I just want to put it out there to see what you all think about it. I love the idea that we're bringing the trust coming in and partnering and doing these things. But these are our buildings, right? And we're putting a lot of money into them. And I'd like to see us promoting the work that we've done. And one of the things that I've been talking about and floating to a couple of people here and there is if we could do some sort of a video of the Newburgh Swanson House. to kind of show off the work that we did there. I mean, we've spent millions of dollars on that house. And I know the Historic Society is doing tours. It would be nice if we could, help them as well in getting the word out as to when they're open and when they're there to give those tours. But to actually put out something that lets people know about the historic assets that we have, I think it could actually be a good economic benefit to the city. It could also be very helpful to the Historic Society, and it also shows some of where our taxpayer dollars are going. And that building in particular, I'm very proud of, because we did spend a lot of money on it, and it was closed for a long time, and it's beautiful. So it would be nice if we could do something like that. And I just wanted to see if y'all kind of thought it was a good idea. Yes? No? Yes? I see.
I think we should put that on a discussion and possible action item, not during the comments.
And I'm
so,
going to, but I just wanted to float it out there so that people know that it's a thought and a way that we can help promote our historical assets. So, and with that, thank you very much. Have a good night.
Thank you, Commissioner Llewellyn. Commissioner Remotely.
Thank you, Mayor. Very quickly, first and foremost, I want to congratulate Eleanor on your new position, and I know you're going to be awesome. And also to our new city manager, I know, again, you will be awesome in your new role, and thank you all for your dedication and your hard work to get where you are today. Thank you. I also want to pass on my thanks to everybody here, my family here at the city, for all the well wishes to my mother, and she's doing incredibly well. I just can't even believe it myself. So thank you all very much. It's very much appreciated. I was sorry I couldn't be at the post, but I was with her pretty much all day, as I've been almost every day. I also, speaking of events, if I know that there's a lot of events that I get invited to that I'm not sure if anybody on the dais gets invited to. What I try to do is I at least try to get it to Maxine just so that it gets blasted out to everybody. And I hope that all you are doing the same. There have been a couple of times where there were certain events that I was not aware of and I would have liked to have attended. So just a reminder to everybody, just please think about the entire commission, the entire team, because we might be able and willing to go to those particular events as well. And with that, I bid you all a good night. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Remotely. Commissioner Ryan.
Thank you, Mayor. Yesterday was Memorial Day. Thanks to BSO Police and Fire for coming out and supporting the events at the Legion Post. I know Station 17 brought one of their engines out with their very large flag that they display. So thank you for coming out. Appreciate that. And welcome aboard, Candido. You made it through your first meeting, so congratulations, and congratulations, Eleanor, as well. Very excited for your guys' tenure here in Dania Beach. And with that, I'm done. Have a good night.
Thank you, Commissioner Ryan. Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Mayor. Congratulations, Eleanor. You've been here a long time. And I'm sure you'll make the city very proud. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. You'll do a great job. And we're all happy that you're in that position. And I know that you got somebody sitting next to you that's got kind of hanging in there to take a little bit. But Candido, I'm very proud that you're our city manager. I can't say how proud I am, because as we were talking earlier today, and the chief was talking about how well he's worked with you and so on. I know what you do behind the scenes that a lot of it wasn't recognized when you were the deputy manager, but we all know. And the residents of Dania Beach are lucky to have you as our leader. And I just want to congratulate you. As far as the rest of the stuff I haven't done, thank you.
I cannot. Thank you, Vice Mayor. I will begin With my apologies for missing the last meeting, I did want to be here, but unfortunately, due to family issue, I was not able to attend the last meeting. But I am very proud to, and I'm going to first start off when I returned. I did have an event that was planned, and I want to thank our principal, Janet Giancarli, for her support at Olson Middle School and her support of the Pearl Girls program. We did have our end of the year celebration, and we started off at Dania Point. I want to thank Andrea Davenport and her entire team for helping the girls build their self-esteem from the inside out, really giving them the red carpet treatment, and teaching them about the importance of self-care. And from there, we went over to, and we had our first tour at the Newburgh Swanson House, and Joanna and her entire team met with these teenage girls and just treated them so very well, did an outstanding job teaching them about the history of the city of Dania Beach, the tomato capital of the world from 1904 to 2026. And you guys really, I want to thank you for reaching out to Trip Scott and providing lunch for those girls. They don't get that kind of treatment, and it's really important, I think, for you as the president of the Historical Society to lead those historical efforts and to continue to engage the next generation. I know that you have that expertise, and it's so important because those girls knew nothing about some of the things that happened in the history in the city of Dania Beach. So I really want to see more youth engagement, and I know that you're the right one to lead and head how we move forward with the Historical Society. So I really want to have you to give my thanks back to your team and to Trip Scott. Really means a lot to those girls. You've made indelible imprints in their memories for a lifetime. So thank you for that. And then I also attended the, oh, I love teaching. I still love teaching. Went to, Commissioner Ramoli was there. We did the annual Collins Awards at IT Parker, and that was phenomenal. It was Principal Eames' first award ceremony with the children. The band was amazing. The food was great. We got to really engage in the community. He's doing a great job as his first year as principal, so hats off to him. And we're helping Dania Elementary with their t-shirts, so go team on that is very wonderful. Prior to the Fort Lauderdale Alliance luncheon, it was National Maritime Day at AMO. And I think that's something that deserves a bigger spotlight, that we have that headquarters here in the city of Dania Beach. That is a huge deal, that we have this wonderful resource that has training at the highest level, simulators, and really does a great job. But this was to honor those who have fallen at sea, the merchant mariners. And so I presented a proclamation, and thanks to the commission for approving that proclamation. Also, hats off to Gunny and the Women's Auxiliary, our police, fire, everybody who participated in Memorial Day. It was absolutely stunning. And I will end with this. I think you mentioned Arbor Day City. Oh, no, I'm going to end before this. Hold on. I just want to say thank you, and I'm very, 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 very excited for this new dynamic duo of our city manager and deputy city manager. I think everybody who knows you, has been working with you, knows that this is going to be a stellar team to move us forward, and we're going to rock and roll some really great new projects and things. And the thing is, we trust you. We trust you 100%, and that means so much. So with that, I have a last accolade for the entire commission, because I wasn't actually there, but we did approve it as a commission. And so just look at the screen. The residents of this community said that they wanted to thank this commission for what we do. And sometimes people take away these trees and we never know what happens to them. But these residents sent back video and pictures. So Ralph, if you would just show them, they wanted us to see when you did the Arbor Day giveaway. They were planting at the Danians. You can go to the next one. And they're really landscaping their properties. And then the last little video, let's go into the little video. What they said was it was the entire community coming together to plant the trees and really start this green initiative. And they did a wonderful job. So you can really kind of see when the community comes together, the work that we do with approving it, our city manager and our public services team and and the ones who were able to volunteer. People really do appreciate that, and they really work together, and it unifies our community. So the entire community at the Danians wants to say thank you to this commission for making Arbor Day something that's going to last for their entire community. And with that, we are done. Have a good one.